Welcome back, everyone. I'm back home with the Lego City, and I figured today is as good a day as any to put the Harbormaster's office into the city. Since it should be on the edge of the water anyway, it has to go somewhere in the ocean area. I'm thinking there's a slot back here that works pretty well. I have a very generic looking dock kind of filling space right now, and I think that could be turned into a nice location for the Harbormaster's office. So obviously we're going to have to do some things to this build. The water does not match the water that I have going on in my city, and so the major change is going to be basically tearing off the bottom layer. I'm actually excited to kind of get some of those pieces back because all of the sea life down there will need to come off. Maybe we can incorporate some of it and we'll stick all of this onto base plates. I'm not really sure where the water level will end up. I expect it will be a little lower, so we're going to lose out on like maybe this bottom rung of the ladder and a couple of the bricks involved with the supports. And with the boat, we'll have to do something similar, getting rid of the supports, letting it sit on top of the water's surface. But the first thing we have to do is get the base plate to put this on. So let's take that out. This is where I think it's going. We have this dock situation, but it's pretty basic and was kind of always meant to be filler, so I'm happy to replace that. I believe the set is slightly bigger than 32 studs, so we'll actually be taking out these two base plates, I think, to make that work. And then we'll have it sitting back here in the water district. And I think it will work out really nice. Again, I'm not sure where the water level will be. Anyways, let's rip this out right now. Now that this is removed, we can put the set on it. This process was fairly straightforward. The set had one end with a dock that's just open, and I figured that would line up well with the raised sidewalk or pier already on the base plate. I tried out how many bricks of support the pillars should have, and the answer was close enough to exactly 2 bricks that I decided to just go with it. I was able to use parts that I cut off to make a little step to come up to the dock, and I'm pretty happy with that solution. I think it helps it blend in with the city. I had to rip out 2 channels of water tiles to put studs down, but I was able to land one of the pillars in the sand that was already on the base plate, and I used that as a guide. Once I found the right rows to rip out, I did that and reassembling, placing studs as I went. It was a pretty quick process. There it is. Locked in well enough. Let's go put it back in the city. These are all of the leftover bits. Of course, all of this other sea life could be incorporated in other ways, but that's a little bit out of the scope of what I wanted to get done today. So this is sort of free reign right now, which is sort of exciting. And with that, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.